Welcome back, everyone. Ready for another deep dive?
Always.
Today, we're climbing high, metaphorically,
Right.
to explore the world of seed collecting, specifically in tropical forests.
Oh, cool.
Our source material is, well, it's an excerpt, actually,
Okay.
from a book, all about the challenges and techniques of gathering seeds from these, well,
Tropical forests, you said?
yeah, you might think, oh, it's easy, just grabbing something off a tree.
Yeah, like picking an apple.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But it's so much more intricate than that,
Oh,
trust me.
I bet.
So these seeds are like
What?
tiny little packages packed with potential,
I see.
holding the blueprints for a whole forest,
That's fascinating. So, understanding how we collect them gives us, insight into all the
Yeah.
conservation work.
Exactly. And the first hurdle our source mentions is just getting to them.
Accessibility.
Right. Picture
Right.
this. You're trying to grab an apple,
Okay.
but the tree's over 100 feet tall, and it's surrounded by dense jungle.
So, not a walk in the park, then?
Not at all. It's like,
An obstacle course.
yeah, but in the treetops. The book talks about how these collectors have to navigate tricky terrain, crazy foliage, and then just the
Oh,
height. The height.
I
Talk
know.
about a skill and ingenuity.
For sure.
Speaking of, the book mentioned something kind of surprising.
What's that?
Sloping terrain. You'd think it would be a bad thing.
Yeah, harder to climb, right.
You'd think. But it can actually be a plus. Can you explain how?
Well, sloping terrain can actually help with seed dispersal.
Really?
Yeah. When seeds fall on a slope, they tend to roll downhill.
Makes sense.
So they have a better chance of finding a good spot to sprout. It's like nature's way of spreading things out
Wow. So the collectors can actually use the landscape to,
to their advantage.
right. But there are still tons of challenges,
Oh, I bet.
even with a helpful slope.
Of course.
The book gives this example of the Cordia aleadora tree.
What?
Aleadora. It's pretty common. Grows in coffee plantations.
Oh, interesting.
But its fruits, they're really hard to collect.
Okay.
Well, they're small, and you've got coffee bushes underneath. Imagine shaking the tree.
You'd shower the coffee plants with fruit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Not good.
So what do they do?
Instead of shaking the whole thing, they
Right.
target specific clusters. They cut the infructescence.
Yeah.
It's basically a branch with a bunch of fruit on it.
Oh, okay.
This way they don't mess up the coffee plants,
This is smart.
and they get the seeds they need.
It's amazing how they adjust their methods
Yeah.
based on the tree and the whole environment.
It's not just about clever techniques, though.
What else then?
It's about the balance between cost and safety.
Ah, right. Because you can't put a price on someone's life.
Exactly. And a book emphasizes that seed quality and safety for the collectors.
Yeah.
They're the top priorities.
No compromise.
No compromise.
Hmm.
You talk about the cost involved. Travel, equipment, labor,
Yeah.
and then you add in tree climbing.
It gets even more complicated.
And expensive.
Yeah.
They need training, safety gear, and experienced climbers.
Yeah.
It's a lot to consider.
It is. Weighing the finances against, keeping people safe.
Right. It makes you appreciate their dedication even more.
Absolutely.
And speaking of the people involved, the book highlights the
What?
benefits of using local communities.
Oh, that makes sense.
Who knows the forest better?
Nobody. They know the trees, the land, the best ways to get around.
It's a win-win, really.
How so?
It gives them jobs, raises awareness about seed quality,
Oh, I see.
and it uses their traditional knowledge.
Yeah.
It's a good approach for everyone.
It really is. Yeah, and some local climbers, they've been doing this for generations.
Wow.
Using these techniques passed down through their families.
So cool.
They might not have all the fancy equipment, but
Right.
their knowledge of the trees and their agility,
It's amazing, yeah.
it's remarkable.
I can imagine there are some safety concerns
Of course.
when traditional methods are used,
Definitely. It's a reminder that we can learn from both
Right.
traditional knowledge and modern advancements.
It's finding that balance.
Exactly.
Yeah. And speaking of advancements, it makes me think about the equipment used in seed collecting.
Oh, yeah.
And it's not always about having the latest, greatest gadgets. Right?
No, it's about resourcefulness and
Yeah.
adapting to the challenges of the forests.
I was reading that the construction boom in some tropical countries
Okay.
has actually benefited seed collection.
Ooh, real.
I know it sounds strange, but well, think about it. A construction boom means more skilled craftspeople
I see.
and lots of materials available.
Right.
So seed collectors can work with local artisans
Oh, that's smart.
to make custom tools,
Yeah.
for their specific needs.
Like a ripple effect.
Yeah, exactly. One industry helps another in a way you wouldn't expect.
Do you have any examples of these adaptations?
Oh, yeah, the book mentions a few. For example, in Vietnam,
Okay.
there's this craftsman who makes safety belts
For
construction workers, right?
Yeah.
But he adapted his designs
Oh, wow.
to make a special belt for tree climbing and seed collecting.
That's incredible. Taking skills from one thing and
Hmm.
applying them to something totally different.
It speaks to their, like, creative problem solving, you know?
Absolutely.
There's another example from Indonesia this time.
Okay.
A tool manufacturer started making custom tool heads and climbing spurs,
Oh, cool.
specifically for seed collection.
So local industries are really getting involved?
Yeah, they're adapting to the needs of conservation.
That's great.
It really is inspiring. You know, it's funny, when we're talking about tree climbing,
Yeah.
it makes me think seed collecting isn't the only reason to climb a tree.
Sure.
Other reasons are there.
Well, for centuries, trees have been essential for, for people in rural communities.
Right.
Oh,
With food, medicine, building materials, all sorts of things.
That's their livelihood.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So climbing trees, it's deeply rooted in many cultures.
It's a way of life.
It is. People climb to harvest fruits, collect honey,
Okay.
gather medicinal plants, even get birds' eggs.
Wow, the reasons are as diverse as the trees themselves.
You got it. And it's not always about, practical needs either.
What else then?
Sometimes it's recreational, just for the thrill of it.
Oh, yeah. The view from up there must be amazing.
It is. It's a reminder that our connection with trees,
Yeah.
it goes beyond just seeds,
Right. And all this tree climbing, for all these different reasons,
Yeah.
must led to some cool innovations in climbing gear, right?
For sure.
Yeah.
The more people climb, no matter why,
Yeah.
the more demand there is for better, safer equipment.
Makes sense.
So innovations, even if they're for a different purpose,
Right.
can benefit everyone who climbs trees.
So it's like this shared evolution of
Sure.
knowledge and technology. It is. It's fascinating how these different things connect.
Absolutely. But let's get back to the seeds.
Okay.
After they're collected, the journey's not over, right?
No, not at all.
What happens next?
Mm.
Like, how do they get ready for storage?
That's an important step, and it often gets overlooked.
Okay.
It's not just about, tossing them in a bag and that's it.
Okay.
They need to be cleaned, processed properly
Oh,
to make sure they're good for planting later.
I bet that cleaning process is more complicated than it seems.
It is, yeah. It's all about getting rid of any debris, any potential pathogens,
Oh, right.
even unwanted seeds that might have gotten mixed in.
So you're giving the seeds the best chance of survival
Exact.
and germination down the line.
That's it.
That sounds meticulous,
It can be.
especially with how tiny some seeds are.
It depends on the type of seed and how it was collected.
Okay.
Like if you rake seeds up from the ground,
Yeah.
you'll get more debris mixed in. The book actually has a picture of a mobile vacuum cleaner.
No way.
Yeah, they use it to collect seeds off the forest floor.
Wow.
It's efficient, but then you need to do extra cleaning.
Yeah, to separate the seeds from the dirt and stuff.
Exactly.
So the collection method really impacts the whole process.
It does.
But no matter how they're collected,
Right.
whether it's by hand or with fancy equipment,
Yeah.
those seeds need a good cleaning before they're stored away.
Think about it. You wouldn't store apples with dirt and leaves still on them.
True.
Same goes for seeds. Cleaning prevents decay,
Okay.
keeps them healthy, so they're good to go in the future.
Yeah, it really shows you how much care goes into each step,
It does, yeah.
from climbing way up there to cleaning each tiny seed.
Right.
It's a lot of work just to make sure we have forests in the future.
What I find amazing is how this whole, this deep dive,
Yeah.
it's shown us how connected human ingenuity is to the natural world. Like, we've seen how the collectors adapt, how they use local knowledge,
Yeah.
even repurposing tools from other industries, all to save these seeds.
It's like this constant interplay between nature's challenges
Right.
and human innovation,
Is.
Before we finish up with tropical seed collecting,
Okay.
what are some of the big takeaways for you?
Well, first off, we learned that seed collection is way more complex
Yeah.
than just, picking up a few seeds.
Right.
It takes real understanding of the forest, being able to adapt to the terrain,
Yeah.
and always thinking about balancing getting the job done with keeping people safe.
We also saw how important local communities are.
Oh, absolutely.
They bring so much knowledge and
It's
experience.
generations of it.
They're essential to making conservation work.
And don't forget all those cool DIY tools.
Oh, yeah, that was amazing.
Using local skills and resources to make exactly what they need.
And borrowing ideas from other industries, too.
It's really resourceful.
That shows what we can do when we work together. It does. And lastly, we learned how much care goes into getting the seeds ready for storage,
Yeah.
making sure they can actually be planted later.
It's a reminder that even small things, like cleaning a tiny seed,
Right.
can make a difference for the whole forest.
Well said. So as we come down from our climb into the world of tropical seed collecting,
Mm-hmm.
it's clear that saving our forests takes a multifaceted approach.
Yeah.
We need science, we need cultural understanding,
Absolutely.
and a good amount of creativity, too.
Maybe this deep dive made you curious about other jobs out there.
Yeah.
Jobs that, help protect nature.
There are so many fascinating careers dedicated to keeping our planet healthy.
That's true.
So keep exploring, keep learning, and until our next deep dive,
Gee, then.
may your thirst for knowledge keep growing.